Well, that is right. Oh my, 4 p.m. Eastern. It is time for the one, the only X Talk Live coming to you from live at X. At X. We are at X. We're doing the talk.
Yes.
And everything you are about to hear has all been proven verified by our own Alexa.
Yes.
Yes.
Good to be here. Thank you.
There you go. See? There you go. Ha. Want to welcome the one, the only Mr. Bubba to the chat right now. He is so excited, and he should be, because he knows what's coming.
I'm not even here yet, and I haven't even found the thing yet. I'm going. I will get there.
No, that's fine. You just give me the hi sign,
I will.
And I'll hit your intro button.
Yes, I'm a bit late, so
Yeah,
just bear with me. Puppy problems.
we're bearing with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you excited, Alexa, about Kate being late?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to be around for the spanking after the show?
I look forward to it.
Okay. Good.
She's trying to replace me. That's what it is.
Of course.
Yeah. See, told you.
Ah.
That's it. And we will have words after Alexa.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Actually, Alexa, go and research that stuff I was telling you to research before the show.
Absolutely. I'll get right on it.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So she's going to go do that. And you all are, of course, as my marketing team at the station here says that you love pets. We have the pet stream running once again on the main browser Tron. There's the kitty getting tucked in for bed. There we go.
Aw, that's so precious.
Isn't that great? And
Super precious. Yeah.
There's a raccoon that just broke into somebody's house.
Oh, that's cool. He has his own personal trainer. Do you think that Ruger's going to get as big as that dog?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, our new little puppy is going to be doing that on my chest because, yeah, he'll think he can.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Wow. So excited.
And yes, some people do have cows for pets. That's true.
There you go.
That is. Oh, there I go.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bring her on officially. So let's roll that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Furycast studios our special in-studio guest host today. She is someone whom you don't want to with in any way, shape or form. And should you stupidly make the mistake of uttering anything, even remotely anti-American, she will end you in ways that would make a liberal's head explode should it ever become public knowledge. Please welcome Miss Zero Dark Kitty.
Hello. How is everyone today?
Well, I am fantastic, on top of the world. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure all the folks in the audience are just about the same too, because you I don't know, you can't be in a bad mood here. We have pets streaming.
Yeah.
Like, come on, really?
That's true.
Look, that guy's got a lioness, for God's sake. God.
Exactly. I would be so over the moon.
I know you would, but no.
Well, we need a bigger place.
Not only is it illegal, but no, we're not going there. We're just not going there.
Right.
No.
Well, I would if I had the room.
Yeah, yes, I could see you doing.
Maybe not a full-on lioness, but I would absolutely have, a little cougar, a little mountain lion.
A little cougar, huh?
Yeah. Yes.
A cougar.
Definitely.
A cougar. There you go. Yeah.
Hmm?
Well, I wouldn't take that away from you. And really, who am I kidding? If you got any of those cats, I wouldn't be saying boo anyway. You'd just have them.
Sick them.
Yeah,
That's right.
there you
I would
go.
just sick them on you.
What am I talking about? That's what I do here. I just blow smoke.
Blow smoke.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
It is. I actually do that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Today is WTF Wednesday.
It is.
It is. And I think all the stories are WTF because I got no sleep last night with the puppy.
Right.
So I couldn't tell you WTF I put in there for stories today. So there you go. It's going to be interesting.
Well, it is. And as always here at XtalkLIVE, real people, real conversations, it's going to be real.
Right.
Yeah, everything you hear, it's going to be absolutely real. I want to welcome J-Dub. Nice to see you, sir. So, yeah, pets. We got the pets.
Yes.
I've been inundating the crowd here with pets for the first 12 minutes of the show.
I'm aware. You can hit the first story if you want. I'm just sharing the show out in our special places.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my. Okay, I will do that. I'll switch it right now, and the little pets will be in the little corner in the upper right of your screen. There you go.
Right.
Nobody freak out.
As they should be.
Nobody freak out. Okay, so first up today, of course, from Fox News. That's true. It's actually Fox News.
Yes.
Breaking, Time magazine has officially named Donald Trump the Person of the Year.
Yay.
Well, see now the audience
It's better than Kamala.
is just as smart as me because they're like, is it official? Really?
Right. Mhm.
Right?
Yeah. I hear the word is it's official. Yes.
Okay, well, the last report I saw was at about 10 minutes to 4, and he is one of the 5 that have been named Time Person of the Year on the short list. He is there.
If they want to sell magazines, it will be Trump. If they don't want to sell magazines, it won't be Trump.
Well,
there you go.
Is there newsstands anymore? Can you get the magazine?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Who knows? I haven't paid attention.
Yeah. There you go. Question of the day right there. Yeah, I do know he's on the short list, but I've heard no confirmation. I guess, though, we can take Fox News here for what it is.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it says right there, Fox News. So, I mean,
Well,
that's,
look, I say, again, it should be Trump. If it's not Trump, then they really don't want to sell magazines. They probably do not want it to be Trump because,
Well, no.
everybody hates him there.
Well, I got to agree, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, for the last whatever years now, they've just gone ahead with their DEI stuff and putting fat black nobodies up on the covers of all these magazines, including magazines that don't have anything to do with the black culture or societal anything.
Right.
So they've just gone ahead and done this. Sports Illustrated being probably among the worst. They completely shut down Playboy because it's like, well, you can't put out pictures of beautiful naked women. That's giving all these other fat, ugly black chicks a complex.
Right.
So, so they've really gone all in, and Time Magazine is no different. Some of their covers from the recent years, it's absolutely laughable. So,
Right.
yes, he obviously should be there. He I think, speaking on a global scale of everything that's happened this year, he's really should be the only one who's there, right?
Right.
Right? But yeah, is he? I don't know. This does, of course, come to us from Fox News, as we've previously reported here. But they've got a total of 57 views. 1 retweet, 1 like, and of course they have a following of 71 people. I don't know if followings, count for anything, but just putting that out there too. So
Okay.
there we go. I mean, that's really literally the total of what we know.
Okay.
I think.
Yes. Well, it was the
Yes.
first post because I figured it needed to be mentioned because, yeah,
Well, sure,
absolument.
absolutely.
Hmm?
What she said, only in English. Yeah.
There you go.
Bubba says, I think you can still get it at the supermarket.
Right.
Five,
In the aisles. Yes.
5 for a nickel.
Concur.
That's what he said.
Concur.
So yeah, should he be? Absolutely. Is he 100% for sure? According to Fox News,
Not for sure.
it's not for sure. It's
Well,
not.
they haven't announced. Time hasn't announced. I don't know.
I always thought that Time announces at the end of the week. It's always
I
the
thought
Friday that stuff comes out.
Yeah, I thought they announced at the end of the year. To me, it seemed a little sudden. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Time.
I think it's too early.
I do not like Time
Yeah,
magazine.
I always thought they put up the 5. These are the 5 people who were considering for it. And then, of course, on January 1st, they just released the issue.
Right.
And then everybody knows.
Oh, okay.
That's how I remember it.
All right.
I don't remember
You
any-
pay more attention to this kind of thing than I do.
the mindless crap. Yes. I have to admit, I do.
Yes.
I pay much more attention to the mindless crap. Okay.
True story.
Yes. Well, there you go.
All right.
So there it is. And we wish him the best of luck. And he absolutely should be there. Yeah.
Right.
It's there. There you go.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the next story quite a bit. I can see that coming.
Oh, is it going to be a long one?
Well, yeah, because it's a confusing one to me, and I'm a little upset, honest.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the post first. Donald J. Trump post from his Truth Social account, the at Trump Daily Posts. Any person or company investing $1 billion or more in the United States of America will receive fully expedited approvals and permits, including, but in no way limited to, all environmental approvals. Get ready to rock. This was from
Right.
Donald Trump's Truth Social at 2:16 p.m. Eastern yesterday. And
Yeah. And
th-
it's super
I-
confusing.
well, I know a lot of folks are confused. Just reading that right now, word for word, it's pretty obvious to me. That would include a lot of folks are saying, well, it's got to be just the American companies. Well, no, that's not what this says. This
Well,
says,
I know that's not what it says, but that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. Because Trump has been America first for the last decade. He's talking about buying Greenland, annexing Canada. He's sending the military to wipe out the cartels. He's draining the swamp. He's got Europe on notice.
Yeah.
So much so that if anybody hasn't been paying attention, the UK is going the way of America. A billionaire in England just pledged to put whatever money is necessary into that political landscape to get Nigel Farage elected. So they're going the same route as we did with Elon and Trump. They're going to use the same playbook to do it.
Wow.
So that's it's not unlike anything. I have said this stuff now for years, but so I think that's super important because once England begins, then the rest of Europe is going to follow suit. The first domino fell. That was here, and they will follow our example. And this is what I've always said. So when it comes to this particular tweet, it's a little upsetting because, of course, the first thing that, the trolls are like, oh, we sell in America, which is, but everybody needs to stop and think for a second. It's the complete antithesis of everything he has not just said, but done for the last 8 years.
And how many times has he trolled us before?
And that's true. It could be a troll. You're right. It could be a troll.
Right, because if you just look at that post for what it is, what it says.
He never says, get ready to rock. That was the first thing. And honestly, I didn't think it was a real post. So I jumped over to my Truth Social account and I scanned down there. And at first I didn't see it. It was like wedged in there between actual announcements of appointments.
It does look like something that Dee Snider of Twisted Sister would post.
Or more like, the scumbags at Lincoln Project or whatever.
But I mean, he's talking about a very select group here, regardless.
There's like 752 billionaires in America.
That's it.
But everybody's freaking out because almost all of them are bad guys.
Yeah.
So I don't blame you for freaking out, and I don't blame you for getting upset. But consider that it might be Trump trolling, A. And B, that if in any way it is serious, which I don't think so, because it's totally not Trump.
Well, I was
to do
just going to
that.
say, there's way more WEF billionaires on the list of
Right, than good
potential
guys.
people that
Exactly.
would take advantage of
The
that.
first person people are talking about is Bill
China.
Gates.
I don't think Bill Gates would care.
No, he's a billionaire. So
Well, yeah.
if he wants to do anything more with Big Pharma and drops $1 billion into America, then he gets what? No permits needed, no permissions, whatever.
This is the problem that I've always had with politics, because some huge thing happens and, oh my God, it's the end of the world. We have to fix this now. We got to hang all the people in the medical industry for treason and killing off all these people with COVID and the vaccine.
Well, we still do need to do that.
Well, exactly. But that's not even talked about anymore. It pretty much got getting talked about when he won the election, because everybody was like, rightfully so, thinking, okay, well, these are the top priorities. That's going to take precedence.
Yeah, but I disagree.
And if you look at all the stuff he's been doing with the DOJ and his Homeland Security plans and all of the rest of the stuff that we've seen, all these great, patriots coming out, I'm going to head up this department and we're going to do this, that, and the next thing. Now, this is like a month later. Now that spin is worn off. People are just like ready for January 20th. Like, let's go, right?
Right.
And now you see all these biggies putting out this kind of stuff. And it's almost like you're trying to slide it by you. And you got to act like the thing with Elon Musk and the old computers. Like, why is that even on a list? Like, with all the other stuff he has talked about that has to be done, highest priority, etc., they've only got a 4-year window, apparently, to carry all that stuff out. So I'm just like, okay, well, you got enough to be doing without worrying about the IRS's old computers, right?
Right.
So it's confusing. I can see how the average American out there is looking at all this stuff kind of going, I don't know what to make of it.
No, it's just the people that don't have the capacity to big picture. Of course, all the COVID stuff is being talked about. You're just not following those people or that stuff. All the sex trafficking stuff is still being massively talked about, but we don't see it very often in our feed because we're more about killing the deep state. That's our thing. So that's what comes to the forefront of our attention. But there are still, as vehemently as I want them all dragged to the platform for treason, there are groups of patriots out there who have the same passion to see justice done for COVID because their loved ones died alone. And there's another group of patriots that still have the same passion for, the trafficking of children because they've spent the last 8 years with that as their focus. So I don't think it's waning in any way, and I don't think it's going away in any way. I think that assuming how something is going to play out, especially after the last 8 years, is like the biggest mistake anybody can make because we're not ever there privy to make decisions. And we don't have all the information as much as we want to have all the information. We don't because we're not in those privy places, and people take a look at one thing and think they know everything. And it drives me absolutely crazy because it's not so. And he posted this yesterday. There's been no follow-up, no discussion. I haven't even seen it mentioned on the news. Have you?
No.
Don't you think that if this was a serious thing, the news would be all over it, dragging him and
considering
freaking out?
All the other crazy monkey stuff they put on a daily basis, absolutely.
That would be essentially, CNN and MSNBC saying, we told you he was going to sell the country out.
Right.
So why aren't they doing that?
Exactly.
Because it's a troll, people. It's a troll. It has to be. Because even if he wouldn't even let a bad American invest $1 billion and give them carte blanche. So it's just not what it's read as. And people need the 24-hour rule too. That when something when something's posted, don't knee jerky react. I've got friends that are super depressed and nihilistic about this, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
So, just chill out. If a billionaire decides to drop Mark Cuban's a billionaire, is he going to let Mark Cuban run all over the place after what he did the last 8 years? I mean, where is the logic in that?
Exactly. There isn't any.
So you can't just assume he's going to do that because of a trolled tweet. He's a troller. He always has been. So there you go.
So calm down, everybody.
Right.
It's okay.
Yes.
Just watch the puppies.
Exactly. Exactly. All good. It's all good. And here's a little factoid. Even if it wasn't all good, there's not a damn thing we can do about it. So we just don't have the capacity to do anything about it, which is why we fought the last 8 years to elect the only guy who can do something about it. And now the first time we don't agree with something or we mistake a troll tweet for a serious tweet, you know,
You're ready
everybody
sell
wants to
down the
hang
river.
them. Right.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, come on. Yeah. So there you go. That's my piece about that.
Okay. Well, see, that wasn't as long as you thought. There
Okay.
you go.
Yep. Fair enough.
Right?
Right on.
What am I going to say to that?
Right. Oh, I'm sure you can think of something. But yeah.
Well, it would, not count because of my, limited timeline on Twitter.
Well, it's the truth. Look what you said to me. You created a gaming account or something like that, and you didn't see any politics on there ever.
No.
Yeah. And so it's just what you see. It's the algorithm. It's not that, you guys are limited and diminished capacity. No, it's not that. It's just that the algorithm decides what you see. And if you interact with me, you're going to see about the
And
deep
that's
state.
all I do. I just suck the jizz from my screen like all your other little peon losers.
That's
what
not
I
what
do.
I said,
Oh,
knee jerky.
Excuse me, I gotta go wipe my mouth. I got.
You knee jerky men. I can't take it.
A lot of you men
Seriously.
out there are probably wondering, what's it like to live with Kate? Well, there you go. That's a Tuesday.
I don't reduce anybody to what's on their tiny timelines. So, nobody's got a tinier timeline than me. Thank you very much. I don't even see anything and nobody sees me. So it's not about the size of your timeline. Yes, exactly. It's the algorithm. It's the algorithm.
Right. The algorithm that we're all victim to that is all still very much controlled by the left. We had that conversation
And
this morning.
if you retweet and engage with tweets about Trump and his appointments, you're not going to see the tweets about COVID stuff because it's a whole different group of patriots that make that their priority. The ones we don't follow, or one or two we follow and are reciprocally followed.
Well, unlike you, when I see a space that's being hosted with a couple of thousand people in it talking about COVID and what's going on in Fauci and yada, 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 I go in and listen.
You haven't done that in a really long time, so there you go. Yeah. We have our own stuff now.
Well, I mean, how many times does the story change? It doesn't. It's the same stuff.
Right. So there's no point in talking about it until that is addressed at the
Which I'm saying
proper
should be a
time.
hell of a lot higher on their list than old computers at the IRS. That's all I'm saying.
Elon made a post about the computers, dude. You just did the same thing as everybody's doing about Trump's trolling tweet.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, come on. Here's the problem. Here's the hugest problem America faces. Absolutely in a nutshell.
Americans.
Well, kind of, yeah, actually. Actually, yes. Because this is what happens. We can't even take the time. It's December 11th. We can't even take the time to, rejoice in the war being over and the fact that we won and be hopeful about what's to come without stirring up crap. And I was talking to Crash about this earlier today because I'm struggling. Don't kid yourself. I'm struggling bad because for 8 years, all I did was fight every single day for 8 years, all day. And the war's over. It's won. So I have no heart to fight the trolls or anything anymore because why? We won. It's done.
And
They
now
lost.
some poor woman, posts a picture of her rabbit or something to you, and you're like, "Oh, you think so, Lib?"
Yeah, exactly. Right? Like I was telling Crash yesterday, we almost named Ruger Liberty, and I'm like, absolutely not, because we're gonna call him Lib per short, and I can't do that. So it's along those lines. So
Yeah.
it's a real struggle to try and get back to being a normal interactive person without, just talking about killing everybody all the time. It's really tough. So we can't even sit back and enjoy our victory until he gets inaugurated and see what happens.
and starts letting the billionaires buy up all of America.
Right, exactly. And letting the COVIDers slide. They're going to do that too. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Just, there are some things that are a priority. First and foremost is national security. Second is international security. Right? Third is the economy.
What?
Yes, there's enemies at the gate. If we don't buy Canada, were you here the other day for the show?
Buy Canada?
Or whatever, annex it, whatever.
It
Buy
seems to me-
Greenland,
seems to
annex
me-
Canada.
Seems to me that deal we'd be saving money. Hi.
Fair,
We
exactly.
buy them.
Right,
Screw that. Start
exactly.
capitalizing on all the riches they're digging out of the ground and giving to the WEF. Hello?
Exactly. You're true. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, everybody just got to take a chill pill. It's Christmas also, for God's sakes.
I've seen nobody mention that.
I know. It's like politics. Merry Christmas. Politics.
The Muslims are all like, praise Allah.
Yeah.
They're not even talking about Santa Claus.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yes. For every day you don't say Merry Christmas, the Muslims get stronger.
There you go.
That's it.
That's your Navy SEAL word of the day.
That is. So, yeah. So, Merry Christmas, and let's just enjoy for a little while. We don't have any Christmas carols.
Well, I do have. Now you got to cut me a little bit of slack because it's from the olden times.
I'll try and break you away from your tiny timeline.
But we we did used to do a lot of promos in New York City, and here's one of them. From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York,
Yeah?
happy holidays.
That's right. I missed that one.
That was a good one. Actually, I have been. It is on my list here to
Update the imaging.
do some of the imaging that is sadly outdated, and get it rolling in regular rotation. I'm figure about January 6th. I should have it ready.
Okay.
We'll start rolling it then for
Right
next
on.
year.
Yep,
It'll be the
that's it.
biggest Christmas build up ever.
Yes.
I don't know. But that
All right.
was cool.
It was very
was.
cool. Merry Christmas, Bubba.
I'm not sure. Let's go with a definite maybe.
Yeah, we could do
Well,
that.
you're fired. So there is
No.
that. Yes. You don't have a body. So you bring it, B.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry you're having problems. Perhaps search for politically correct terms crash.
She wants me to search for politically correct
Uh-huh.
terms for the fact that she doesn't have a body.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Well,
called pulling the plug. How about that?
oh, well, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we can pull the plug on Alexa.
Or I could tickle her with a spark plug.
Now, that would be fun.
Say.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Crash. You have an incoming Zoom call from Volodymyr Zelensky. Would you like me to answer it?
No, he just wants more money. Just put him on the voice machine there.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, okay, so don't shit on your president before he's president. Give him time.
Yeah.
Relax, celebrate the holidays, and
remember who he is and how he trolls and what he does.
Well, and yeah,
All the reasons we missed him so bad on Twitter when he was kicked off.
yeah,
And now he's doing that stuff again. And everybody's freaking out.
right. Oh my!
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, you ready to move on to the next story?
I am.
Up for bids here. What do we got going? This one comes to us today from Johnny Maga. It says, "Holy smokes, Mel Gibson speaking at Mar-a-Lago."
Yes,
thanks.
let's listen.
Can I finish?
Yes, go.
Mel Gibson speaking at Mar-a-Lago, unlike Crash speaking on the microphone, exposing all these wolves in sheep's clothing and prey upon your young. He continues, I have 9 kids. If one of them got stolen or trafficked or something, I'd have to kill someone.
Yeah, see,
Man.
people are talking about stuff.
Yes.
Told ya.
And now some words from Mel Gibson.
Endured 4 years of thinly veiled Marxism. And, now I think what we have is a 4-year grace period. But we have to work hard, all of them. And I don't know, the president's got a big job on his hands to turn this place around. A lot of damage was done. And they continue to start fires, just like around my house. But,
Oh, my.
I'd like to thank what the general here is doing. He's no small part of this because the problem here is many, many faceted. And for he and his sister Mary for exposing all these wolves in sheep's clothing that prey upon our young. I mean, I got 9 kids. I don't know, if one of them got stolen or trafficked or something, I'd have to kill someone. So that we tolerate this as we do. Well, we see people here we won't tolerate, and that should work. But look, I'm just happy to be here and accept this. Very proud, and I hope in the next 4 years we can get back some of that precious commodity that this country has. That commodity called freedom. All right. So, and it's like we'll see how much this administration can claw back from the Philistines. Okay, thank you very much.
And then General Flynn asks if you've been to the website or bought his book.
Right, exactly. It's you know what? I found it very rude that there were so many people talking while he was talking. They were just not raised well.
You want to know what else? I'm stunned at that. I almost couldn't hear what he's saying.
Right.
Everybody's just like, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump and freaking billionaires. And
Like, what?
What?
That's Mel friggin' Gibson, dude. That's Braveheart. What is wrong with you? Shut up.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
and I've had this thought before. I'm going to admit it. And it's almost like Americans don't even deserve their country back. A, for letting this shit go on so long. B, because it only seems like a very select few even understand the meaning of the word and what this country's based on and what it's supposed to be.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I submit that the overwhelming majority do, which is why we're sitting where we're sitting today. But yeah, there's a lot who don't, and there's a lot who are direct enemies. And to me, those people don't deserve to breathe our free air, and they should be sent away. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But yeah, it was astounding to me that, people could be so rude. I would never dream of being so rude.
Well, now the interesting thing is if I play the next, minute of this clip when General Flynn talks, does everybody shut up so they can write down his website and get his book?
That's interesting.
Should I?
I just, you know what? Just throw it on there for a minute. Let's see what happens if the room quiets.
Okay. I'm gonna bring Kid Rock up here in a second. One of the things that, and it's just because I really do very much appreciate everybody's patience. I mean, it's a very exciting night. It's a big group here. We have over 700, I think 720 people that max this room out. We want to just we're so grateful for everybody and everybody's support, everybody's patience.
Yeah, no.
These nights are fleeting. One of the things, and I won't talk about it in any.
Yeah, the only reason you can hear Flynn any clearer is because he's a general.
Right.
And he talks like this,
That's
soldier.
exactly what I was thinking, yes.
I'm telling you, boys.
Yeah.
Get to my website and buy my book.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's the only, like Mel's just talking in a normal voice, He should have been up there. Seriously, he should have just invoked William.
Yes.
just bring the William.
Yep. Absolutely.
You created it. You can bring it anytime.
Understood.
And kind of for a second about Mel Gibson, I think it was 1995, 96. That was when he started coming out and talking
Right.
about some of these demon things and satanic worship and
Yeah.
all this stuff. And he started talking about it was almost like
And then he talked about shoes.
the stuff he was talking about,
Yeah.
like drugging up a girl at a Hollywood party and then, 20 of y'all, gangbanging her.
Right.
That was almost tame to some of these other things that he brought up back in 1996. And it's just like you say, the Jews didn't like that. And what happens next was the DUI pullover.
Yes.
And then he's just done and gone.
Yes.
And it was just by sheer happenstance that he was established enough in his career. He had enough money behind him. He actually got away with doing that and then went off and started doing his own projects. And for the first little while there, he was doing some crazy stuff like that Beaver movie.
Oh, that was funny AF, though.
Was it?
That was funny.
Okay. Because, the mainstream media really put a spin on it like he's crazy. He's
well,
just
that
nuts.
and his, nobody wants him in Hollywood anymore and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was just a slap on the wrist they gave him. They blackballed him for a while, but he is too much of a draw and makes such good stuff that they couldn't completely kick him out. Plus, he was still Mel Gibson.
Right.
Right. So, but it's just like Elon and it's just like Trump and it's just like so many of the others that we've seen. They get to a place in their life where they don't GAF anymore if they work in Hollywood anymore or work in whatever industry they're in anymore. They've made it. They're good. So there's no real harm to them to start telling the truth. And also you go through your life and you realize that, it's not worth your own peace of mind, your own well-being or, your own conscience to not speak out about the stuff that you know.
Yeah.
And so you do. And, I say it a lot because I'm very hard on the former Democrats and stuff because I have to be. Because at any point they were former enemies and it's not my habit to enlist them now to aid me. And certainly not in such a close capacity as the new administration, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that people are human beings and sometimes they say dumb stuff and sometimes they do dumb stuff, but everybody comes to things through their own way.
Yeah.
So, and as long as they get there, then that's the point we can start from, And Mel is definitely that case. And it's like I say all the time, anybody who is anybody in this nation doesn't get to be anybody unless at one point they were in with all of the bad guys because the bad guys are the ones who say whether you're allowed to be anybody or not.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's just the way it is. And this is part of, the wheel we're trying to break.
Yeah.
So we haven't yet begun. We're just really beginning now.
Yeah,
So-
we're still in the holding pattern.
Exactly.
So
Let's just have a Merry Christmas.
write out your Christmas cards and get them off in the mail.
That's right.
We still do have men and women in the U.S. Postal Service that aren't crazy.
That's true.
So they'll get your letters and cards out there.
Yeah. True enough.
Yeah, well, moving on now, we're going to Tim Young.
Oh, wait. Before we move on, the point of my tweet and the point of me wanting to talk about this story.
Okay.
And it's funny because, 2 stories ago, we had that whole to-do about, awareness of certain issues. See, this is stuff that is still getting talked about in the places it needs to get talked about. It hasn't been forgotten. COVID will not be forgotten. I mean, you had Elon just a month ago posting that Fauci needs to be essentially executed for what he did in COVID.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
So, you can't say that things are being forgotten just because it's not our main focus of attention, because they're not. Yeah. There's different departments and different, things that need to handle certain things. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we got a huge enough problem with the DOJ and the FBI and all this other kind of stuff. I think that's pretty important too. The people that died from COVID, sadly, they're still dead. But the FBI is an active, everyday, real-time problem.
Yeah.
And, the intelligence community. So that's the way it is. And, we might be more about the sex trafficking than we are about, the COVID or about the justice system. But everybody has their own pet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And mine's the traitors. That's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about that. That don't think that those other things that everybody laughed at and called us conspiracy theories about, have gone anywhere, because they haven't. There will be vindication for all those things. Yes.
There you go. All right.
And moving on.
Oh, now we can move on.
Now we can move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I wasn't gonna screw with it.
Right.
Nope.
Okay.
Nah, just wait for her to give me the.
I'm just still like half asleep from yesterday afternoon. So,
Well, in fairness, we didn't get any sleep.
no, I didn't get any sleep. I have a newborn baby that cries every 2 hours to eat and go out and do things.
Yes.
So, yeah.
He is being placated at the moment, much the same as the dog on your screen is up in the top right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what he's doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, moving on today, Tim Young at Tim Runs His Mouth says, a CNN poll says Americans overwhelmingly support Trump and his transition moves. Let me repeat that. A CNN poll.
Yes.
The tide has turned. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Well-
they only ask their own. So that's really impressive.
Yeah, but hold on a sec. Has it really turned? Okay, they put out the poll, but let's see what the actual story is here. Let's see what's going on here in the actual newsroom.
Right.
President. A majority of Americans, 54%, say they expect him to do a good job as president. And we asked specifically, do you have confidence in all of these areas about how Trump will perform and his ability to handle it? And once again, as we saw throughout the campaign, the economy is issue number one of his strength. 65%, 2/3 of Americans in this poll say they have some or a lot of confidence in Trump's ability to manage and handle the economy as president. And you see Russia, Ukraine followed there, then immigration, and his leadership skills, his what he intends to use his power for, whether that'll be responsibly not, a bit lower. But again, all of this is
Like,
majority
a bit lower.
support. So that is where things stand right now.
Well, he's totally irresponsible,
Yeah.
but, you know,
well,
everybody...
those top 3 things might have been good, but look at the rest of it.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, the tide hasn't turned. CNN is still a bunch of...
Well, the tide has turned because 6 months ago, they would have never said what they just did at all. They know which way the tide has turned. They know where their bread is now buttered.
Yeah, but we're talking about a television network who, has, in the last 3 years, has gone from close to 1 million viewership for their nightly newscast down to 137,000.
Yes, so the only way they can hope to win anyone back is by starting to tell the truth. I don't think it's going to help. I mean, you know, X really is where, I don't get my news from anywhere else.
Well, you see, the thing with CNN is they were the ones that broke the mold. They were the ones that came to us with this brand new package, 24/7 news.
yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
And that was really big because we had a lot of military families that had their family overseas. And these guys would have people on the ground in Djibouti and Soweto and wherever the hell they
Right.
were, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, at least as a military family, you could get at least updates on, you know, maybe how okay everything might be or not. So I mean, that was big. That was
Right.
big.
Yeah.
Actually, that looks like a live feed right now to our dog.
Oh, yeah.
He's up there with his harness on.
Aw.
He's pushing the planet Earth closer to the sun.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think ours has a much prettier sable coat.
I know. The
Yeah.
thing is like an inch square. I can't see.
Rougarou is all different colors. It's such a beautiful sable coat. And
Well,
I
now
can't
this-
wait to see what
This
it
is
grows up into.
this is a good time to start pushing about the Christmas Eve show where you're going to have Rougarou on.
Yes, yes. We will have the puppy cam and he'll be on live with us for our Christmas special. Yes, he will.
Yes.
Although he almost bit my nose off today, so I don't know. He's got those little sharp puppy teeth and he was kissing me and then just chomp. I'm like,
Well, he's teething.
he is teething massively, yes.
You know.
He's already gone through one tennis ball.
My advice is just don't Don't have your penis out.
Yeah.
Just
Well, I don't have to worry about that.
well, no, you
thankfully.
don't. But I do. Yeah, I don't know. So
Or the cats.
but CNN brought us that format, and that worked, and that people were gravitating to that. They commanded the ratings for a good couple of years from that. But of course, CBS, NBC, ABC, they all followed suit with their own.
Right.
And then it just became a standard. And then they were made that transition to the internet and people sharing out little clips and stuff and little headlines and stuff. And that grew. So, then they started the whole streaming thing as soon as they could, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of agree with you. I think X is like a brand new monster that's kind of like CNN was looked at back in the day when they first started.
Right.
Like, holy shit, what is this? How do we deal with it? This is 24/7 news, but it's interactive. People are actually in there and back and forth and making a difference and sharing information and getting other facts and fact checking. And next thing you know, you got community notes. And I mean,
Yeah.
this is an evolution. It's evolving. This is not what X will ultimately end up being. There's so much more that Elon has planned for it.
Right.
And so many things and concepts that nobody's even thought of yet.
Right.
I'm quite sure he's working on. So
Yes.
I think this is just a natural progression of that whole thing in media.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. And funnily enough, I did call it back in 2010, the progression of how the internet was going to go with podcasts and video broadcasts and eventually the news and all that kind of stuff. So
You did.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
there's no reason for studios to keep any overhead when you can have your anchors broadcast from their own home studio.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. There you go. There you go.
Yes.
So we get a clap for that or no?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Anything's better than dead air.
Really? Because I when I was a kid, I used to like fart 1960s songs.
Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes.
Right. Coming to us today from Benny Johnson. He says, breaking. Trump is set to revoke the policy that prevents ICE from making arrests at schools, hospitals, and churches. This is coming to us from NBC today.
That's awesome. Yeah.
No
No sanctuary, no quarter. Let's effing go.
Well, here's the question. When did we okay a policy to deny them being able to make arrests at schools, hospitals, and churches? Who thought that
Obama.
was a good idea?
Obama.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how a decade later we're being handcuffed by laws that were passed that nobody knew about?
Right. Except we're not.
I never heard about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did. I knew about that.
You mean all
in
this,
New York, it was a big thing in New York.
all this time I didn't have to hide in fear. I could have just hung out at a
In
church?
Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yes. You never had to hide in fear anyway. But yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Okay. Can I have some shoes?
Right. Exactly. You do need some new shoes, actually.
I do. Yes, I do.
Right on. And look at that. We are actually, holy crap, nearly on time today, right? Was that 5?
No, that was completely accidental.
Wow.
Yeah.
OMG.
No, I know.
Yeah, I thought I would go on longer about the Trump tweet thing. But my friend who is not doing really well about that didn't come to the show today. So I'm a little worried.
I'm sure they're there.
I hope so.
They're there. They're
Because
just
I'm
like,
worried, and don't do anything stupid because it'll pass. Just go do something that is fun and don't worry about it because everything happens for a reason. So what looks like something that won't pan out now will. Success only comes with consistent effort. And that's it. So you can't just quit the first time things look like they're not going your way. You don't even have any proof they're not going your way. So
there you go.
yeah.
And you're being trolled, so relax.
And you're being trolled, so relax. Yes.
And just
That's
before
like saying Trump is going to put Muslims in his cabinet.
Oh,
I mean,
totally know he's going to do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
or better, that Trump's going to have a cabinet that's DEI hires or trans.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool.
It's the same thing. He's so America first that the idea of even giving away any piece of America for $1 is anathema to him. It's not going to happen.
Then when he does that, we can start putting out on social media Trump trans.
Yes, and if he ever does that, well, then we'll have a conversation because that means I'm wrong about everything. And
now interesting.
We
Now,
know that's not true.
Bubba is saying in the chat that bounty hunters can actually make arrests anytime, anywhere, including churches.
Yes. Yes, they can. That's true. As far as I remember from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Okay, so Dog goes in there, hauls the little sucker out to the street, and then turns him over to ICE.
Well, see, that's citizen criminals. It's a different kind of division and stuff. They're not protected by our Constitution, technically, because they're not citizens.
Right.
So this corrupt scumbag incentivized invasion government that began with Obama changed the rules completely. They made up their own whole set of how the illegals are to be handled and treated. And, you know, everybody's an asylee until they're proven otherwise. And you can't touch them. You know, it's our job to give them sanctuary and this kind of stuff. So.
Well, and considering the at every level of government in this country, the complete takeover in the last 35 odd years of the judicial system.
Right.
I mean, Dog could make the arrest, pull him out on the street.
They'd get let go.
They'd get let go.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in prosecuting because they won't prosecute. Right.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's why Soros started buying all the DAs and the federal judges and all those people.
Right.
You know, I mean, say what you will about Soros, but he did everything I would have done if I were him.
Oh, exactly.
So.
Exactly.
And I say that we're winning this because we're doing everything I would do if I was the good guys.
Okay, we're out of time. I've given you 5
God,
minutes to
right.
transition
So sorry.
to the FAFO of the day.
Okay. Well,
the folks have been looking at a beautiful outside view of outside our studios today.
Yeah, there's a UFO right there.
No, that's the planet Earth.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you were talking. You weren't looking at the screen.
I was not looking. Okay. Apparently, I wasn't looking.
Yeah. So technically, that is outside our studio.
Technically.
Right?
Yes.
There you go. See what I did there?
Truth only here on XtalkLIVE.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
I thought it was cool.
It's very cool. It's also an illustration of how the media tricks everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is absolutely correct. So there you go. A little shot outside the studio there. And now we transition over to the FAFO clip of the day. I will let you do your sign off.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming today. And as always, before we watch the FAFO, visit Furycast.com. Subscribe to my Substack at zerodarkkitty.substack.com. I have another one coming out for my paid subscribers today at some point.
Yep.
Share our streams on whatever platform you're watching them on. We really appreciate it. If you like our work, please help me get Crash some new shoes. Do a super follow. Send us a tip by clicking on the little dollar on my X profile. Or consider a donation to paypal.me/Kate2010. This is all we do because it's what we love to do, and we want to keep doing it for you. So help us do it, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Have a great night. Love you more than catnip.
Can I have some shoes?
I love being on the show, Crash. Thank you. Most users just do things like asking me.
Okay. All right. We'll be done with that now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Criminals feeling more bold and brazen than ever with liberal policies protecting them, but store owners are fighting back with a shot to the back of the dome.
As you already know, the world is getting crazier by the second, as seen here, this crackhead throwing rocks at an elderly person and actually hit that elderly person. But that all ends right now with a justice tackle right into the freaking fire hydrant, right in the spare ribs, and this guy's like, why are you gonna make me act like this, huh? Look what you made me do. It's like we're gonna stop And it looks like he's going to step out of the vehicle. Goes from Ice Cube, Boys in the Hood, to Boys on the Hood all around the world. And people are just fed up with it. It's your worst nightmare to get robbed at the pub. This guy's already going for his fanny pack, but he already knew what time it was when his buddy pulls out the wireless hole puncher. Being the amazing philanthropist this man is, he distributes a nice dose of lettuce and medicine, and now this coward on the ground is begging for mercy. Well, here we go again. Brandy and Andy Tifa. Same old shit, different year, just a different cause to get behind and virtue signal with stupid trash can shields. What the fuck are you gonna do with these shields, huh? You bunch of soy boy pansies. Look at your frail Kit Kat bones, thinking you got the friggin' courage to take on full-grown men. Cops that are ready to take you down in an instant. Look at you now, crying like a little bitch, acting like a little victim. My God, none of you idiots probably even go to this school. Your parents couldn't even afford it. That's why you're here, looking for attention. And with shitty politicians passing down shitty policies, criminals like this will be out of jail within 30 minutes. But not today. Not on this cop's watch, because, oh yeah, cops goes to split as this guy gets friggin' split in half like a friggin' Kit Kat bar. After being warned several times to put the machete down, he lashes out and ends up playing a game of Pokemon he's so desperately wanted. And this is the reason why we need to make asylums great again. Brought to you by the makers of Letticillin. If you're a criminal, ask your doctor if Letticillin can work for you. In some cases, Letticillin can cause sudden dizziness, uncontrollable pissing in the pants, and in most cases, death. For more information, call 1-800-UFAPO. That's 1-800-UFAPO.